My fiance dumped me over his daughter's lies.
What? It's your daughter or me?
So I'm 35 female and my fiance is 39 male. He has a 14-year-old daughter. Me and my fiance have been together for 5 years. His late wife passed when his daughter was 5, and then I met him when his daughter was 9. His daughter never really liked me. I think maybe I came on too strong, or maybe she was happier the way things were before I came. I don't know, but I've always tried to be her friend, but she would never let me in. By the way, this comes from ArrivalNo89, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, about 3 weeks ago, we told her I was pregnant. She wasn't happy, which is to be expected. She's a teen. The problem is she's gone around accusing me of telling her that this baby will replace her and basically trying to get rid of her to make room for my kid. And I haven't told her that at all. You haven't told her that, but that's how she's feeling.
So how does she know?
Yeah. She's like a teenager. She seems like a young teenager.
Yeah.
That's
probably.
She's onto your plan, OP.
Yeah, she's like, I've known all along. His daughter and her friend had faked some messages between me and her, and it basically said that I was going to let the baby take her room, and that once the baby's here, her dad won't care about her anymore.
Dang.
But I'm imagining
Ouch.
those aren't even like really well, they're not that good of fake messages, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, LOL, gonna kick my stepdaughter out.
Yeah, and then it's the emoji that's like, and
Yeah.
then and it's like, oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Oh my God,
The tongue out emoji.
Yeah.
That's so whack.
Yeah. Whack. And it's like, Dad, what?
Oh my, how could you say that to my daughter?
Yeah.
And Opie's like, that's clearly fake.
Right.
She showed them to her dad and he was mad. We got into an argument and he punted me out. He sent me a long message saying that he couldn't do this anymore and that he didn't know I was treating his daughter like that and that we needed to end things. Dang.
Oh.
Dang.
Whoa,
she
dude.
was super effective.
She's really good.
He said I have a month to move my stuff out. A week after that, his daughter's friend said that the messages were lies and that they were fake and that I never said those things. I wonder how much, presumably OP like tried really hard to be like, that's a lie.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Hopefully. Yeah, man. 'Cause I mean, props to him. Like, if this was a real thing, props to him for just like taking care of business
It's not clocking to that I'm standing on business, is it?
and being like, no, you can't treat my daughter that way.
But like didn't even ask any questions.
yeah, we need some proof here.
I'd be like, hey, why did you send those? Why did you send those?
Yeah, exactly.
He then came over to my mom's house where I was staying and he apologized and said that what kind of a father wouldn't defend his daughter in that case? And that I have to understand why he did what he did.
Brother, you were talking to your wife that's pregnant with your next
so
child.
true. I forgot she was pregnant.
I forgot she was pregnant too.
She's pregnant.
And-
He kicked his pregnant wife out with no like questions asked.
You got to be a little bit more detective here, you
Come
know?
on.
Yeah,
You got a
man.
moody
As a-
teenage girl in your
Yeah.
house and you're not going to do any more detective work?
And as
Yeah.
a father, how do you not pick up the vibe that your wife and your other kid is not like vibing? How do you
that's
not?
the thing. It's like you're
Yeah.
not even gonna, because I feel like he is not either setting up boundaries with his daughter and saying, hey, like, you don't have to see her as your mom or anything, but you
Yeah.
gotta respect her,
Right.
and not like attempting to kind of make them copacetic.
Right.
And also, this girl clearly needs therapy. Because, I mean,
Yeah.
OP said, like, oh, maybe she liked the way it was beforehand. Obviously, she did.
Of course.
She liked it when she had her mom.
Of course.
So this girl needs therapy if she's not adjusting to
Yeah,
it.
it seems like he's just chalking it up to being like a moody teenager. But
Yeah.
no, we can fix some of these things up.
Come on. He also brought back my ring as I had given it back to him, and he said that he wants to be a family again.
What?
And that he wants to raise our child in our home and together and not
What?
apart. I told him I needed time to decide. As of right now, I don't want to because, yes, I understood why you took her side. I understand why you punted me out, but I don't understand why I couldn't even get a chance to talk or to show my proof or to even explain my side and got called degrading names.
Yeah.
He just took her word and ran, and that's what makes me not want to go back with him anymore. So would I be the a-hole? And folks, there's an edit and an update, but what do you think?
I think maybe give him a chance in this
Yeah.
situation. You are married. You are having a kid on the way. I don't think you should just be like, no, I'm actually out of here.
Yeah.
But this definitely is an issue. This is like a big issue, like, that you guys are going to need to work through. Possibly even bigger than the issue that he thought was
I agree.
at hand, you know?
I would not blame OP if she left.
Right.
Or stayed gone.
Yeah.
Because it's totally unacceptable that he didn't even question any of this.
Yeah.
And also, name calling, that not okay. I think if OP wanted to try and fix this, the first thing I would say is, okay, well, we need to get a handle. Like, the only way I'm coming back is if we get a handle on your daughter.
Yeah.
And we like either take her to therapy,
Right.
her and I sit down and we try to hash this out. You make an active effort to try and make our relationship better.
Yeah.
Because the problem is not going to go away if she still hates OP.
Exactly. It's like, I understand, like, you want to prioritize her, but what happens when you have another kid?
Yeah.
Like, you're just gonna, like, I totally
Kick me
forgot
out
about
whenever.
that before. It's like, it's not just a new wife. It's like a new wife plus another kid on the way. So are you gonna play favorites from the kids then too?
Exactly. I mean, like, he's doing kind of what the daughter accused OP of doing.
Yeah.
And I absolutely think that he needs to stand up for his daughter. And in a lot of other Reddit stories, we have dads who don't stand up for their daughters and don't believe.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's not coming from a good place.
Sure.
But it is a little bit kind of alarming that he doesn't seem to see OP as his family.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
he sees his
exactly.
daughter as his family, which is good. But you
Right.
should also be seeing your new wife and your baby on the way as part of that family rather than separate units.
Exactly.
But there is an edit. I don't want to make her out to be like this mean child because she's just been through a lot, and I hate that it's now me versus her. Top comments. Commenter 1 says, I think you need to fix way more than just this one incident, OP. The daughter's behavior and how far she was willing to go to frame you is concerning. She concocted a pretty elaborate lie with an accomplice to get you out of the house. And it wasn't her, it was the friend who had a guilty conscience and confessed. How has your fiance dealt with this? Until the situation with the daughter is addressed, I wouldn't go back. I agree. And Reddit jumps to suggesting therapy, but I really think everyone needs it. You need to think about what kind of situation you want to bring your child into. A house full of malice and stress? And you feeling unprotected? I can see why you don't want to go back. So don't. Not until you feel safe and secure, and the 14-year-old is in a better frame of mind to accept you and a new sibling, not the a-hole. Commenter 2 says, do not go back into that home. God knows what she'll do next. I don't believe the baby is safe there, let alone you.
Well,
Commenter 3, don't go back until his daughter goes to therapy and actively participates as to why she did this and other things. When the therapist says it's time for you and your ex-fiancé to join to come up with a plan going forward to be a family. You cannot go back until this is done. If you go back now, she will claim that you are hurting her or other false accusations that get you into legal trouble. She could get CPS involved and you could lose your custody of your baby. This is very serious. She has already demonstrated that she's willing to lie and make up stories. She may up the ante since she's not getting her way. You also need therapy to decide if you want to proceed forward with your relationship. He broke the fundamental trust required for a relationship to be successful. He handled this very immaturely and didn't hesitate to punch you to the curb without even asking you if it was true or why you say such things. This does not bode well for the future. He's supposed to make you feel safe and protected. He did not. Commenter 4, I wouldn't go back, especially not now. You don't need to be in an unstable environment while pregnant or with a newborn. His daughter committed to her lie hard. And I wouldn't be able to live with someone like that. She's a kid and she needs a lot of help before I'd ever stake my stability and babies and well-being on her not doing this again and addressing her issues. I get that your fiancé needs to back up his daughter, but I'm troubled that he thinks he could do what he did, say a few words, and that you should come back to him because the family needs to be together. Because it clearly didn't need to be together that bad before.
yeah, that's true.
You weren't a family and both of them showed you that. The very least he could have done was looked at your phone. Literally.
Yeah, honestly. Looked at the phone, looked at, like, not just screenshots, looked
Yeah.
at the daughter's actual text messages. Like,
I truly just can't imagine that OP was not saying, I did not do that. I did not do that.
yeah, right?
You know, I can't imagine she didn't at the very least say, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Because then I'd be like, okay, she's saying I didn't do that. My daughter's saying she did. Let's do a little more investigation.
Right. Let's like trust both of these
Yeah.
people, because again, it's not like this is some new girlfriend that you've been dating for a month. Like this
It's your
is
wife.
wife. Like this daughter
Or fiance, sorry. It's your
Oh,
fiance.
fiance. Okay,
Yeah.
well, still.
Who's pregnant with your next kid?
Yeah, like that fiance is going to be the next mom of your daughter that's already, born. So you gotta hold her in like a higher respect.
Truly.
Yeah.
For now, I'd focus on my pregnancy and what a co-parenting relationship will look like while they sort themselves out. You would be the a-hole to yourself if you went back with the way things are now. And there is an update, folks.
Oh, boy.
7 months later.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
7
Baby's
months.
here.
Baby probably, yeah.
Probably is here.
I don't know how pregnant she
Very
was before,
least.
but she's,
Yeah.
probably here.
So it takes a month to, be pregnant or know that you're pregnant. And then it also probably takes another month for you to be comfortable being like, I'm pregnant,
yeah, I'm
y'all.
pregnant. Yeah, that's
True,
true. So,
true. So
she's,
baby's
this
probably-
is the baby's here.
I know pregnant women, guys.
Riley knows
Uh-oh.
pregnant women.
Call me a pregnant woman doctor.
Go call him that, everybody.
Go call him the pregnant woman doctor.
Riley, Dr. Pregnant Woman. Dr. Pregnant Woman
Um,
Riley.
Yeah. Amy Lynn says I wouldn't go back and I would retain full custody of the baby with supervised visitation until the 14-year-old is in therapy.
Okay, I think we need a little touch more grace for the 14-year-old.
I agree. However, I also agree that as of right now, I think it is a dangerous situation to go back into a household with a baby where a
Yeah.
14-year-old actively hates this baby and sees this baby as a replacement for
Yeah,
her.
yeah, yeah. I
So
agree.
I feel like therapy is super needed.
Just a lot of people are like,
No, never. I could never be in the same house.
I think you just need to have a serious conversation and reevaluate. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying.
yeah,
like,
no,
everyone in
I'm just
general.
also agreeing with you.
And it like what Sophia's saying because we
Mhm.
both agree.
We both agree.
They agree on everything.
We agree on everything. We never disagree.
Never.
Courtney Electra says therapy is a touch of grace, which, yeah, I think saying, hey, I need therapy and I need her to, like, at least get on the same book as me, if
Yeah.
not the same page.
Yeah, or the dad needs to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Because if she's doing all that stuff, that's one thing. But if the dad is like backing her up, that's
Yeah.
a
You
whole
can't
nother
you
thing.
can't be in the same household if the dad's not going to be
Yeah.
on your side.
Exactly.
Or at least just do a little bit more, investigation. 'Cause-
Also,
Yeah.
what are their like hanging out situations? Are they all hanging out together, or is the kid like kind of in her room and no one's really else? Is
I don't know. It
hanging
seems
out?
like OP said that she had tried to be friends or like befriend this girl and maybe came on too strong. And maybe he also remarried or started dating a little bit too soon for her.
That's what I'm guessing.
Because
Yeah.
she's what she was like 6 or 7
yeah.
when she lost her mom.
Oh, yeah.
And then we don't really know when they started dating, but
Yeah. But if they're fiancés now,
know.
like, it's probably a few years.
and they started living together. Was it too soon for this girl?
Yeah.
We don't really know.
Yeah.
Update 7 months later. So a few people had asked for an update on this. I had forgot about this account, to be honest, but I'm back, so I'll give you an update. So I had went back for like a month and he had made her apologize and everything, but I still had that feeling of betrayal and bitterness towards him. It's hard to describe. So I sat down and had a talk with him and tried to explain it. And he asked if there was any way we could work on it. And I told him maybe in the future, like 2, maybe 3 years from now, but to not hold his breath as I would like to focus on my pregnancy and then the baby. We also discussed custody. And I asked him if for the first 3 years could the baby stay with me full time, as I don't trust his daughter to be with our kid full time. And he agreed, as we both want to keep everything out of court unless needed. Wow. So she was like, yeah, maybe we can figure it out 2 years from now.
Yeah.
But as of right now, she's got to keep baby
Well,
fully separate.
okay.
Which, I mean, I understand.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
I still think that the path forward needs to be therapy for this kid.
Yeah.
Also, for anyone who might ask, yes, I've had my baby, and since she's still new, we haven't let his daughter meet her yet, as she's been going to camps. But if y'all want an update when she does, I'll try to give one.
Guess who was right?
You
Uh-oh.
Read
The
about what?
doctor, woman pregnant, doctor guy.
OBGYN.
The baby's here.
The baby's here. I
The
called that.
baby's here.
Wow.
Dude, I'm so good at these.
Look at
Good
Riley.
job, Riley.
I knew
Look
the
at
baby was
Dr.
here.
pregnant man.
Oh, look at
I forgot my title. It's always changing. I'm
It's
just
always
moving up in the ranks all the time.
Yeah. I was getting
President Dr. Pregnant
Yes.
Woman.
Yeah.
There are some comments, but I think there is a chance that if his daughter meets the baby, she might vibe with it. You know, she might be like, "Oh, this is just a baby."
Nah, I just can't blame you, man.
I really like it's really
Yeah.
cute.
If she met the baby at like an annoying 4 years old or something, when the baby's like always throwing things and is running around
Yeah.
and always being like talkative and stuff like that, maybe she'd be like, "Oh my god,
this baby sucks.
I can't deal with this." But yeah, maybe when
It's-
she sees the
it's
little
cute
guy
baby
that's
form.
like, I just met my nephew for the first time like a while ago when he was 2 weeks old, dude.
And
it's
she did not
crazy.
like him right before
That's
that.
not true.
Hated him.
That is not true.
She was
but
like,
I
this baby sucks.
just see it and I'm like, oh my god, it moved. Like
Yeah.
that's crazy. It looks like it's so still and like it's a little doll, but then it's real life and
Yeah.
it's moving around and
No.
it's crazy.
I
So
feel
maybe
like
she'll
you-
have that.
Yeah, I feel like you see. I mean, don't put your baby at risk, but like I feel like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
see how she reacts to a baby, and if she's like, "Pff, hate this baby, then you're like, you're a psychopath. Get into therapy.
There you go.
Not just
Sure.
kidding. But I do think like seeing how she reacts to the baby, and maybe, I mean, obviously she can lie, but
Sure.
I think there is usually, if you're paying enough attention, you can see someone's reaction to things.
Yeah, give her a chance, but don't leave her alone with the baby.
Yes.
Top comments. Commenter 1 says, have there been any tangible consequences for his daughter? Commenter 2 says, right, this teenager caused so many problems with her lies and she gets to go to camps. I would be sending her to intensive therapy and make her work throughout the summer. There should be punishment or she'll think she can pull this kind of crap again in the future. Commenter 3 says the same thing I said in the first post. Yes, he had the right to take sides for his daughter, but that does not include punting you out without explanation, insulting you, and mistreating you. You should not go back to him. That girl is never going to leave you alone or accept you, and she's going to grow up hating you. Family experience. Believe me when I tell you that you don't want that life. P.S. How incredible that the girl has ruined a marriage, at least partially for the moment, and her only consequence was saying, I'm sorry. To what a great point of narcissism and bad parenting we have reached, that making a person see that they were wrong is all the punishment they're going to receive. I'm sorry, but no, that is not a punishment or corrective. It is a natural cause and consequence and does not serve to teach any lesson. Believe me, you don't want that life. Commenter 4 says, so the daughter faces no consequences for her actions? If the friend never said anything, she would have gotten away with it. And honestly, you'd have zero self-respect if you went back. Commenter 5 says, sounds like the daughter needs a lot of therapy. Spreading a dangerous lie like she did to get you out. Bad form from your partner to punch you out whilst pregnant and not even listen to you. He needs therapy too. Him and his daughter went through a lot, but as she was 5 at the time of her mother's passing, and I imagine her dad didn't help her grieve and move on, she may not have had memories of her mother, but it's time alone with dad before meeting you that has shaped her life, but not in a positive way if this is how she's now behaving. It's sad to think of the happy family you could have been and how she wasn't looking forward to having a baby sister to cherish. You made the correct choice to protect yourself and your daughter from abuse by staying away. And that's the end of that story.
What?
So,
Wow.
No.
I mean, OP said probably in 2 years we'll revisit this relationship.
Yeah.
It seems like we heard from other commenters, like maybe OP had like a little edit in the comments or something, that she only had to say, I'm sorry. So,
Jeez, man. Yeah, the dad really needs to
he
step
really
up.
dropped the ball.
Yeah, because I mean, if there's already this like turmoil between the two and the daughter already doesn't like her, the mom, like, she has to stay away because of this new baby. It's not like she's just staying away because she's like, nah, I don't want to be around her, you know?
No,
She's
it's like I worry for the safety of my child.
Exactly. But then the daughter could very well take that as like, oh my gosh, see, she's being so
She
mean
hates
to
me.
me.
Yeah.
like she would need to be kind of met with some sort of grace, you know? But
Yeah.
but
I think grace is important, but it's still, that doesn't mean there's no consequences.
but
I think
exactly,
this
and I
is-
mean,
sorry. Yeah.
it's okay. I'm just thinking that like kind of can't come from the fiance
I
from
agree.
OP right now
Yeah.
because she needs to keep the baby away. The dad needs to connect to that.
I think the biggest red flag in this whole thing is how the dad is handling this.
Yeah.
Kicking her out while she's pregnant, nowhere to go,
Yeah.
and then also not even doing anything to like.
He's
you
not
know,
helping anyone.
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly,
No
I
one
think
is
he
benefit.
needs the most therapy for
I
sure.
agree.
For sure.
Well, I'm gonna make a lot of assumptions right now. So OP met daughter when she was 9, so about
Yeah.
4 years without her mom.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, that seems like a lot of time for him, but those
Yeah.
are pivotal. That's just like this pivotal years
Oh yeah.
for a daughter who she probably doesn't really remember her mom, and so she's
Yeah.
got this big void in her life
Right.
where she's like, I lost this really important person in my life. I don't even really remember her.
Yeah, and I mean that's so young. Like at that age,
Mhm.
you don't even think about losing your parents
No.
at all.
No,
at
it's just
all.
that person's gone and you don't quite understand why.
Yeah, and then you're growing up with everyone around you, all your
Having
friends,
this
everyone at school.
parent,
yeah, talking about their mom and like that being such a giant part of your
Yeah.
life because you're so young. They are a giant part in your life.
And then at 9 years old, so she's had this 4 years of just like not really understanding what is going on,
Yeah.
probably. And then at 9 years old, OP comes into the picture, and I'm just imagining the dad is probably like, well, it's been 4 years. That's a long time for me. And it's like,
Well, that's not a long time for your daughter.
Right.
she doesn't was she in therapy?
Yeah.
Were you making an effort to create that relationship? It just doesn't feel like he was doing much. I feel like he
Yeah.
was just like, well, I don't know. Her mom would be able to do this, but I don't know how to do it, and just kind of
Yeah.
And on
didn't
top
try.
of all of that, while that 4 years happened, he was probably starting to date around like 2 or 3 years in.
I mean, OP was probably not the first person, too.
No.
Yeah, if
And
she's
and the daughter's probably growing resentment towards these,
All these
women
different
that he's
women?
bringing around.
Mhm.
Or-
Well, because then they're probably not like if she was maybe feeling abandoned or some
Yeah.
sort of like feeling like that from her loss of her mom, and then
Mhm.
a new person comes in, but that they don't stay for very long.
yeah.
Like, that's probably hard too.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, she probably has this abandonment issues of from losing her mom and then seeing other women and stuff.
yeah.
It's tough. So I absolutely think there is grace that needs, to be given to this 14-year-old girl who lost her mom at a very young age.
Yeah.
However, grace does not mean no consequences.
Yeah.
It's not beneficial to her to not provide consequences because
Exactly.
it only hurts her.
Right.
But that is the end of that story. And we got another one.
I refuse to support my father's upcoming wedding.
Cause it sucked.
I, 21 female, have always had a rocky relationship with my father, 50 male. For some context, my parents got divorced when I was a young teenager. I don't want to get into the details, but there was infidelity on my dad's part, which is why my mom decided to leave. The divorce was really ugly, but my mom won the custody battle, and ever since, me and my younger sister, now 18 female, have been living with her. And
Go
as
mom.
a reminder, OP is 21. Cool.
Okay.
By the way, this comes from Absurd Ladybird, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, since we were living with my mom full time, he was supposed to pay child support. However, the state I live in also requires the parent to cover 1/3 of secondary education costs if the child decides to go to college. The idea is basically each parent and the child covers 1/3 of the total cost each. I happened to get into the top university of my choice, and not only that, I had gotten scholarships which covered the
Nice.
full cost of my tuition.
Oh.
Boom! Look at you go.
Look at Smarty Pants.
The only costs we had remaining were room and board, so it was determined that since I had more than covered my 1/3 of the cost, that my parents would be responsible for splitting half of the remaining costs.
Only fair.
Or this obviously caused some problems with my dad. The first year of college, I constantly had to remind him to pay. He was always paying late and sometimes not paying the full amount.
Uh-oh.
So I had to cover it out of my own pocket whenever he fell short. My second year, he suddenly stopped paying, which caused me to take out a student loan.
Oh,
Yikes, dude.
that's really yikes.
I'm currently in the middle of my 4th and last year of university, and I haven't seen a penny since he stopped. That incident, plus what happened during the divorce, has made our relationship rough. My sister still has a relationship with him, so I still try to keep things civil. I'm also really non-confrontational, so I have a hard time expressing myself to my dad. He will often text and tries to make an effort to hang out. However, it's been more than 6 months since I've seen him in person. Now, my dad has recently told me that he is getting remarried.
All right.
Okay? I'm not going to lie, I'm a little shocked since my dad is basically a man witch.
Which I'm assuming they meant man or.
I thought it was something else.
Well,
What
did they
you
write
think it
man
was?
B? Because that doesn't really make sense.
I
But
think
man
man
or
B,
would
yeah.
would make a little bit more sense.
A man, but
Yeah.
A membich.
Membich.
I don't think we get censored for that. Membich.
If you say it fast enough, they can't censor it.
They won't pick it up.
Membich.
At some point, I found out he was dating 3 different women all at the same time. But that's a whole other story.
I mean, he was dating multiple women when he was married to your mom, so it tracks.
Yikes,
Like,
dude.
You have to have a job and then also see 3 different women at the same time. How
I
do you get
genuinely
time?
don't
How do you have the
understand
time?
because I can barely find time to go on dates with one person.
Yeah, honestly.
Anyway,
but yeah, I don't get how these people do it.
I don't
It's
know.
impressive almost.
It is impressive.
Over the summer, my dad decided to move in with the new girlfriend after only dating her for 2 weeks. Questionable, but that's none of my business. Anyways, the girlfriend, let's call her Nicole, seemed quite young. Really young. It turns out Nicole is 26 years old.
NOP is 21.
Dad is 50.
That is wait. Let's do some math real quick. So what we're gonna do is
So-
we are going to
Do you not know what 50 minus 26 is?
divide 50 by 2.
Oh, he's
Now
doing
we're gonna
he's
add
doing
7.
what he's supposed to
Oh.
be dating.
32.
That's not 32, my
Dang,
man. That's
that's-
26.
that's
That's concerning.
Quite a ways from 32.
5
Even-
years older than your
even if-
daughter.
Even if you were 32, Dad, then
Yeah.
26 would still be a little like.
I think that's in the realm. I think that's
Disagree.
It's getting there.
I personally, I feel like for me, it's like once
Yeah.
you turn 25,
Oh, really? 25 is the age?
like around 30. That's like when you
Yeah.
can date a 30-year-old.
Disagree.
Nah, you can date a 30-year-old whenever you want.
That's fair.
But that, like for me, I'd be
Hey.
I
like,
guess
okay.
the number in my head was 27. That was popping
That's
up.
when
But
you-
I have thought, or like I've seen the
yeah.
25 number before.
This
but
is my own personal.
That's fair. that's
Whatever,
fair.
you know, if you guys are dating 30-year-olds, that's your
Yeah,
own
get after
business.
him, guys. Get after him.
Go get your 30-year-olds.
Go for it.
Yeah,
But,
but
26
Angie,
and
if you were mommy and you were 32 and I was a 26 boy, you know,
yeah,
coming
would you
after
date
it.
Riley
If
if
I
he was
was what?
26 and you were a 32-year-old mother with 2 kids?
I don't know, man.
Come on,
And
look
you
at
had a
me.
bunch of subsidized
Well,
loans.
okay, if it was you, then sure.
Okay, what if Riley was 20 years old and you were 50?
No, boo.
Dude, honestly, 20-year-old me would be like, I'd love it.
I don't know if you would at 20 years old.
You'd
I
be
don't
older
think
than
you
my
could
mom.
handle it.
Ew.
We have just started this story. We are 1/7 away from
Okay, now we know what Riley would do. We don't know what Angie would do.
To put that in perspective, she's only 5 years older than me. I'm going to be honest, I'm really uncomfortable with their age gap. I know they're both consenting adults, but since we're close in age, it rubs me the wrong way. Flash forward to September, and my dad lost his job. And then him and Nicole suddenly decided to go in this big trip to visit her family in Georgia, which was strange because that is a little expensive for someone who just lost their job.
Yep.
They were gone for over a month.
That's a real big expense.
Yeah, especially also when you're supposed to be paying for my freaking college.
Yeah.
What's
You have all that money and
Where's it coming from?
doesn't seem like you're paying for anything for me.
Yeah, and you have all this time to tell me all about Nicole,
Yep.
but
And-
not enough time to pay me back. Questions started being raised on why they stayed there so long. Turns out Nicole was married and had to go back to Georgia to get a divorce from her husband.
What?
Yep.
What?
Wow.
At
He really knows how to
26.
pick them.
At 26.
That's okay.
Oh.
I'm sorry, just to make sure I got that correct.
Yep.
Oh.
26-year-old
Yep.
takes her new man
Yep.
back to where she lives to go divorce her current husband.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
that's
crazy.
Crazy, dude. I don't know all the details about her previous marriage, but I do know that she got married and that my dad knew that she was still married when they started dating. They got back from the trip and my dad and her officially announced their engagement sometime in November. I don't really know how to feel about the whole thing. They got engaged. So she's like, okay, we just gotta like, hey, I really love you. I love the idea of like marrying you, but like, really quick, I gotta like just like tie up some loose ends.
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
like just take care of some stuff.
And
really,
he's like, "Oh, I'll come with you."
yeah.
Ooh.
It's like, sure.
Ooh, okay.
But
It's
like,
like
I have to do something alone.
it's like if it was Pirates of the Caribbean and
Yeah.
they were on the hunt for the Black Pearl.
Yeah.
Except the Black Pearl is a divorce to your husband.
Yep, for sure, for sure. They have since then reached out several times asking me to come to the wedding. All throughout winter break, I've been thinking about it. They tried to invite me to a family game night, but I declined because they scheduled it on my mom's 50th birthday, which I think they did on purpose.
Absolutely,
Yes,
they
screw
did it on
you, dude,
purpose.
for real. They tried to ask me to come celebrate Christmas and got upset when I said that I wanted to spend Christmas morning with my mom. I heard them both talking bad about me over the phone with my sister because I didn't do Christmas with them. I don't want to get into it, but they basically called me a witch on the phone.
Yikes.
You get the idea. They basically say stuff to my face about wanting me to be there and sweet talking me. But then I hear them saying stuff behind my back. I was already unsure if I wanted to go, but now I'm sure I don't want to go. When I told my sister I wasn't going, she threw a fit and told me that I was being a bad daughter by not going and that I was just being petty. I told her I disagreed and that I would not be attending a wedding with people who disrespect me. Boom, there you go.
Yep.
They are having the wedding in January after less than 6 months of knowing each other.
And you know how long it's going to last? Less than 6 months.
No, it's
I
going to last
agree.
till she finds another man, and then
That's
she's going to
true.
have to divorce
And then she's
you.
going to bring her new man to go divorce OP's dad.
Yeah, because then he'll be too old at that time.
Yeah,
And then
he's going to be 55.
51
Or-
even.
yeah, it's not going to last 5 years. He's gonna 51.
Yeah. We suspect the urgency may be due to the fact that my dad doesn't have health insurance anymore and she does. But who am I
That's
to
crazy.
speculate?
That's
awkward.
crazy.
He's gold digging.
Yeah, she's on her parents' health insurance. And
Yeah,
he's
he's-
like, hey.
Like, my back has been really bugging me recently.
And she's
really
like,
need
yeah,
to go
don't
get my
worry.
eyes checked. Like,
I've got PPO.
yeah. Anyways, the wedding is this upcoming weekend, and some of the family members are upset with me for not attending. I think I just need some perspective. Am I in the wrong here? And there is an update, but no.
What would you possibly be in the wrong for?
Yeah, no.
Not
OP.
going to your dad's wedding to this 20-year-old?
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Is she going to be like, we could be like sisters?
Do they
Yeah.
know the full story like you do?
I don't
That's
know.
what
Probably
I
not.
want. I need to know that.
I
Yeah,
doubt
true.
any of the family members are aware
Well-
that they've been like crap talking you.
yeah, true. I mean, they would have to piece some things together of like, okay, well, we knew that he was married in the first place, had these kids, and then now he's marrying a 26-year-old.
Dude, I'm sorry. If someone in my family was marrying a 26-year-old at 50, everyone would be talking about it.
Yeah.
Everyone would be talking.
Yeah, dude.
Gossip spreads around my family like the plague.
But yeah, no, that's so upsetting because I feel like the sister especially is probably uncomfortable with the situation herself. But the fact that like she's putting up with it and then OP is able to not put up with it and get away with it, she's like, you're allowed to, you can't do that. I have to struggle. You have to struggle with me. We're in this together.
Yeah.
Please. But no, you can get out of there too, sister. You don't have to go. But there is an update. So to start off, I did not end up going to my father's wedding. Instead, I stayed home and spent time having fun with friends and my mom. My sister was really upset at me for pulling out at last minute, even though I had made my intentions clear earlier. She posted pictures of the wedding on her Instagram story, which had some passive-aggressive comments in it about spending time with her real family. I admit that stung a little, but I brushed it off. Well, something happened after the wedding. This is context I left out of my original post because it wasn't relevant, but it has now become relevant. After my dad stopped paying for school, I had a long, hard thought about which family members have actually been there for me. My mom had been raising me as a single mom, and even though she couldn't financially help out a lot in college, she has been here for me every step of the way. My grandparents on my mom's side are so unbelievably supportive, and I probably wouldn't have been able to make it through college without them keeping me sane. My mom went back to her maiden name during the divorce to match grandparents' last name, while my sister and I kept my dad's last name. After the financial falling out with my dad, I decided to take my mom's last name. I don't see why I would want his last name on my bachelor's degree, since it was my mom and grandparents that supported me throughout high school and college.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I really like that.
I like that too. I completed the paperwork a little bit before Thanksgiving and have now finalized my name change.
Congrats. That's really cool.
Yeah, that is super
I think
cool.
your mom would I'm assuming your mom would really appreciate that.
Here's the thing. I was waiting to sit down and have an in-person conversation about my name change with my father. My sister also didn't know because I knew she would go behind my back and tell dad before I got the chance to, and I wanted to at least explain myself before the crap storm happened. I was waiting for a good time to do it, but between finals, Christmas, and his wedding, it didn't seem like a good time. Apparently, a couple days after the wedding, my sister found out about my name change. She did exactly what I thought she would do, and she immediately went and told my dad.
It's your sister's problem, man.
Even though she was explicitly told not to. After I explicitly asked you not to.
When I specifically asked you not to?
Come on. man.
When I confronted her about the situation, she basically gaslighted me, saying it was my fault for lying and that she had a right to my personal information because we're family.
Well, we don't have the same last name, so maybe we're not even family anymore.
Yeah, exactly. How could you even tell? How could you
Yeah,
even
yeah.
tell? Also, I think if you're talking about rights, I
Yeah.
think you can literally see that
Say
you don't
anything.
have that right.
Yeah.
My guy.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to explain that I was waiting to talk to Dad about it first, but she wasn't really willing to listen to me. We haven't really been talking a lot recently, but honestly, that's fine by me because as of lately, she hasn't been the most supportive. Dad is pissed at me, which I knew was coming. My dad believes in traditional values. He thinks that he has a right to my last name because he is the head of the family.
He believes in traditional values, but got divorced.
Yeah.
Or sorry, cheated on his wife.
Yeah.
Got divorced. Was dating like 3 separate women.
At the same
Wasn't
time.
paying for his kid.
Yeah.
Left his kid basically, and is now married to a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Not very traditional.
Not the most traditional, my guy. He just wants the power and
Honestly,
the
maybe
authority.
marrying the 26-year-old is the most traditional.
Yeah, right. But according to traditional values, wouldn't I be changing my last name if I got married anyway? What's the difference if I want to change my name to the one I want to use professionally? Apparently, he was so upset that he didn't even bother to contact me on my birthday.
Is that different than how it usually is?
Yeah, right. His new wife is pissed at me for starting drama after her wedding and is now going around to that side of the family and is talking crap about me with my sister. My grandma on my dad's side is also upset at me. On my birthday, I received a letter she sent me basically saying that she was disowning me.
Oh my god.
She has not really been in my life since the divorce.
That's so funny.
So it's like,
To be like have someone who's really not in your life be like, "Well, I'm disowning." It's like,
Yeah, it's
well,
like-
I didn't know we were close.
yeah. And she literally is like quitting before, like right after
Yeah.
she got fired.
Yeah.
Because OP was literally like, well, yeah, I'm disassociating myself with that side of the family. I don't have your last name anymore.
I don't
So
even know.
I
you-
disowned
yeah.
you, man. Like,
You
I
can't
did it
disown me.
first.
I disowned you first.
Yeah, we are not close, and she's actually such a boy mom and treated my mom so awful before and after the divorce. This is part of the reason that we don't talk. And I hope that you will always talk to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or whatever your favorite podcast app is. Just search OK Storytime and you'll hear full episodes with more stories just like this one. There is a little bit more to this story, but yeah, what are our thoughts after all of this wackadoodle?
I mean, honestly, I feel like distancing yourself from your dad, which is already kind of what you've been doing.
Yeah.
And just, I think OP said it in a way I liked of, I'm seeing who in my family actually is there for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, taking stock of those people and then keeping those ties, close to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like at first I was thinking, oh, maybe the sister's just kind of jealous that OP's like, actually standing up for herself and like not associating with the drama. But then I remembered that like the OP heard them all crap talking because they were on the phone with the
Yeah.
sister. So the sister is just as bad.
I think the sister's 18. She's
Mhm.
also lived her whole life basically with her mom. I honestly think it's a bit of like she really wants a relationship with her dad and is willing to
Yeah.
do kind of anything to get it. And if that means throwing OP under the bus, so be it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which sucks.
I can see that.
But yeah, maybe in time she'll realize that your dad actually doesn't really care for either of you, no
Yeah.
matter how hard she tries. So
Mhm. Yeah, because maybe once OP has like removed herself from the picture, maybe they won't have like enough leverage to like make fun of her for.
yeah.
And then they'll start kind of making
Start
fun
to
of the
do it.
sister.
Yeah.
And then she'll understand that they're not
Oh,
great.
these people suck.
But there is a little bit more to the story. So even though the letter was rude, I low-key found it kind of funny. She wasted nice stationery and postage to send me such a nasty letter. She basically just wants to stir up drama. And that's exactly what that family wants. Drama. So I decided not to give them that satisfaction. I'm going no contact with my dad, his new wife, and my grandma. After everything that's happened, they have shown me that they don't value our relationship. I'm leaving the door open for my sister to contact me, but I'm not holding my breath. I think she needs to learn to respect that I just don't want a relationship with my dad. I'm glad that I'm cutting people out of my life that don't value me because honestly, it gives me more time to focus on the people that do. I'm going to be graduating this spring and I can't wait to celebrate my degree with my chosen last name on it. And that's the end of that story. Yeah, good on you. That is honestly good timing to change your last name.
I agree.
Yeah. I knew someone one time that was like their parents, the mom got like a nursing degree, or her PhD or something, and she didn't change her name when she got married because she's like, well, he didn't have the degree. It's not Dr. him, you know, it's Dr. me. You know what I mean? So I support it.
Yeah.
Good job.
My mom didn't change her name, but growing up, people would always just kind of assume.
Oh, really?
And so, yeah, she was called Mrs. Donner a lot.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Yeah.
She's not.
Yeah.
Oh, look at her.
Mm-hmm.
Go
McFadden.
her. What is it?
McFadden.
McFadden.
It's a Scottish.
It sounds very Scottish. You can't say it without a Scottish accent.
McFadden.
McFadden. It's like how you're going to get into your Scottish accent is by
yeah,
saying
yeah.
that first.
McFadden.
McFadden.
Yeah.
That's great. But yeah, that's the end of that story. I think, yeah, screw them. They never treated you right. You
Screw
don't
'em.
need them in your life.
Yeah, I agree. And folks, that's the end of that story. And we got one more in this episode. My daughter's ex-stepfather wants to rekindle their connection.
Ooh, is this a good idea? I don't know.
In November of 2019, I, 42 male, was playing a game with my wife, 42 female, and our kids, 9 and 4 male, when I got a knock on my door. When I opened, there were 2 officers and a shy girl who I will call Jane, now 19 female. Whoa. I let them in, and the cops explained that Jane was my biological daughter.
Whoa.
This is like that movie with Amanda Bynes
Oh,
and
yeah?
Colin Firth. Is that Colin Firth?
I have
No.
never heard that name before.
Anyway.
I don't know.
I had no idea of this, but they brought me a DNA test. By the way, this comes from Throwaway Lost in Hell, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, then it all made sense. For some backstory, I had a one-night stand 20 years ago with a random woman I met at a party. The woman was actually married, and her husband, who I'll call Steve,
Yo! Soy Steve.
43 male, found out Jane wasn't his after Jane took a 23andMe test as a small gift from one of her friends.
Whoa. Dude, imagine being that friend of just like, I'm sorry. Oh.
Dang.
Or the friend knew and
Yeah, the
started
friend's
looking
like,
at
"You
the
guys
mom's
don't look-"
eyes, the dad's
Yeah.
eyes, and her eyes, and was like, something's not right here.
It's like in
Bad
Ratatouille
now.
when he starts connecting all the dots. That music's playing. They're like,
Yeah. Yeah.
When Steve found out about this, he immediately blew up at Jane and the mom and punted them both out of the house. Honestly-
I hate to say I saw it coming.
A-hole move on the dad's part.
Absolutely.
To punt your 19-year-old daughter who you've been dad to for 19 years?
Yep. Absolutely.
A-hole move. He better have said, I'm so sorry, come back here.
Yeah.
During the divorce process, he told Jane that she was a lie. He would never be his daughter ever again, and he never
Oh.
wants to see her ever again.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh. That's so terrible.
19
Because the mom
years.
knew.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't obviously know.
She's the a-hole, of course.
And
Not OP.
yeah, exactly. So imagine just one day waking up and it's like, oh, my dad isn't my dad, and also he hates me now.
And also, he hates
That's
me.
crazy.
Jane cried and begged for him because she only ever knew him as her father. But Steve took his name off the birth certificate and went no contact. That is so hardcore of an a-hole move.
Dang, man.
Like how the fact that you can turn a situation where you've been wronged so much into one where you are the biggest a-hole.
Yeah, that's impressive, dude.
Wow.
Impressive how much of an a-hole you can be.
Yikes.
Yeah.
When I asked why she isn't staying with her bio mom, they told me that the mom fell into a depression and started taking substances. She was involved in an accident a week ago that caused her to be taken away from CPS. Whoa.
Oh, wow, dude.
Wait.
A lot is happening at this age. Wait, actually, no. I don't
She's
think she is
19.
19 at this point. I think
Oh.
she's like 16 or something. Wait,
Because I was about to say, why would she have been taken away?
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Hold on. Wait.
It says now 19, I think.
Yeah. Now 19. So she must have been younger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, why would CPS be there?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay. So this is not, she's not 19 right
That's
now.
even worse.
I agreed to let her in, and Jane brought her bags in the house. This was obviously very unstable, as for a while, Jane was shy around us. She didn't talk a lot. My wife and I were welcoming to her as much as we could. Our oldest son, Alex, immediately started loving Jane and tried to spend time with him. He always wanted a sister and spent a lot of time with Jane. Our younger son, Tony, was a newborn when she arrived, so he just grew up with her and loved her naturally. Over time, Jane started becoming more open with us. We got closer and closer, and in December 2020, when the family was having a movie night, Jane kissed me on the cheek and said, "I love you, Dad." Oh, I'm just like imagining this young 16-year-old has been kicked out of her house. 15-year-old, sure. This young 15-year-old has been kicked out of her house.
Yeah.
Her mom has been, she's been taken from her mom by CPS.
Dude.
And then the police brings her to a man that she's never met before. Never met before.
Yeah.
My dad.
You're literally
Yeah.
imagining you show up with the police
Yeah.
on the doorstep of a man
Yeah.
you never met.
Right.
And then they take you in and
it works out.
it works out.
Oh my
Also,
gosh.
statistically, this may have happened to one of you. This almost happened to one of you statistically.
What do you mean? Like how
You
how
watching
often
right
that
now, this
happens?
may have almost happened to you or it did happen to you. Please comment.
We all cried except me, LOL, of happiness. Why did you cry? My daughter is now a beautiful 19-year-old lady in college, and it's like we've already raised her for the 19 years of her life.
Oh.
Now to the problem. No.
Wait, I forgot there was a problem in this whole story. I didn't like. I really feel bamboozled right now. I thought that was the whole story.
No, I don't want a problem.
I thought that was it.
I got a random message a week ago from someone I didn't recognize. When I opened it, I realized that Steve had sent the message. It was pretty long, so I'll just reword it here. "Hello, OP. I want to talk to you about Jane. When I found out she wasn't mine, my world shattered. I punted her out because I couldn't bear to see her after the love of my life had betrayed me in such a devastating way. Shut up, you little baby man.
Yeah.
Hate you. I know you had no fault in this, but it still hurts. Over the last year, I've realized my daughter will always be my daughter and nothing can change that. I want to reach out to you so I can apologize to her, but please let me see her again. I hate you." At first, I wanted to tell Jane, but then I remember a conversation about 7 months ago. My oldest son asked about Jane's other father, Steve, and I overheard Jane say something like, "Oh, you mean ex-father? He doesn't realize the damage he had done to me and it took so long to recover."
Yeah.
I have
dude.
confided in only my wife about this, and she told me to just leave the message be and ignore it. So now I'm stuck with 3 outcomes. Tell Jane about the message and raise hellfire again. Respond to it myself and see how it goes. Just ignore the message and let her life continue as normal. I'm not sure completely what to do. Edit, forgot to mention that my daughter still lives at home since the college isn't far away, and she wants to save money, just in case that's important. Also, she was more open to us about Steve as time went on, and she claims to have no love or respect for him anymore.
Dang.
And there are comments. I personally have a pretty clear idea
Yeah.
what OP needs to do, but what are you
do you think?
thinking?
I feel like she's 19 now. I think you should tell her about
She
it.
deserves to know.
Absolutely.
She's 19.
Absolutely. Yeah. So tell her about it. Be like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
I hate that this happened. I don't like this guy, but somehow he found me.
And
this
you
is
have a
what he
right to
said."
know.
Yeah.
This
So-
was your dad for 15 years of your life.
Yeah. I'm not expecting you to do anything about it. We can absolutely just like
Tell him
leave
to
it
F
be.
off.
Yeah. Tell
ignore
him to F off, anything like that. Think about it yourself. It'll need some time to process. Like, she'll definitely have a lot of emotions coming back up
Sure.
around that because that's crazy. But yeah, I think definitely let her know.
I think you need to
At
tell
the
her.
very least.
Therapy if she needs it.
Yep.
Telling her, like, hey, I'm here for you. I am your
Yeah.
dad. I love you.
Right.
This doesn't change anything. Whatever you decide to do, it doesn't change anything. If you want
Yeah.
to go and have a relationship with them or try, I
I'll
fully
be
support that.
Yeah.
If you want to tell him to screw himself, I support it too.
Exactly.
There's comments though. Comment 1 says Jane is an adult and deserves the respect of being told information that regards her to allow her to make her own decisions. I get that you want to protect her from more pain, but a large part of the trauma she experienced was due to being powerless and having no control or choice over her own life.
True.
And also secrets being kept from her.
Yeah.
That was a big thing that destroyed what her life was. Her mother started the entire mess by withholding information.
Exactly.
Jane needs you not to hide things from her or make choices for her. She needs to know that you will always be completely honest with her and allow her to make choices for herself. Comment 2 says, did Jane ever get therapy for this abandonment? I can appreciate that she said ex-father and all, but most children desperately want a connection with their parent. They may talk a big game, but it's a protective mechanism. As an example, I went no contact with my father in my teens and didn't reconnect until I was early 30s. I spent a lot of time in therapy in my 20s regarding the abuse I suffered as a kid from both parents. But that didn't make me not want them. I get that my story is anecdotal, but you can head up any family therapist and they could give you a lot of similar stories. I, 45 female, think you should leave it up to Jane. Show her the message and tell her that you will support her in whatever she chooses, and nothing will change for you if she wants to see where this goes. Is Steve a knucklehead who royally effed up? Yes, but he's human, and had he not effed up, you'd likely not have your daughter in your life in this capacity. If she were 10, I'd likely tell Steve he can take it up when she's an adult. But she's 19 and is an adult, so I would not take away the opportunity for her to choose for herself. If you do and she finds out later, you'll be the bad guy. I agree. And there is an update.
Exactly. I really hope that he took that advice.
I hope so. I mean, he came onto Reddit to ask, so I'm hoping he took this advice. A lot of you told me I should come to clean to Jane, so I did just that. Yay!
Yay!
Sometimes Reddit is helpful, guys.
Yay!
I sat her down after the workday after I posted, and we had a long talk. When I said that Steve had messaged her, Jane got furious and demanded to see the message. She wanted to spill her guts out to him. I tried calming her down, and she started crying. She said she still thought of him as a dad when the news came out and was scared that he would get rid of her, that she began having a hard time trusting people because of what happened. She hugged me and kissed me on the neck a lot, and I told her that if she wants to respond to the message, she can tell me. She said she would think about it. Some days passed by, and Jane tells me that she has what she wanted to say on paper. I took her sheet and went to Steve's contact and typed, "Hello, Steve. Jane has decided to write you a message herself and send it to you. I have attached it below. So keep in mind that I'm not controlling what she says, and I won't force her into anything she doesn't want to do." I then attached a picture of the letter Jane wrote. The letter was basically her explaining in detail everything she feels, and she wants nothing to do with him anymore because she isn't his daughter anymore. I closed the chat with Steve, so I don't know if he read it, but I hope he did. I think this should be the last update. I did see one rule on the subreddit that only one update is allowed. If anything else major happens, I'll post it somewhere else, but I don't think it'll go further than this. Jane, me, and our family spent the night together. Some people asked me to elaborate on the specifics of how Jane got shuffled into my house in the first place, so I'll explain. I don't know the full story of Steve's divorce, but I do know that he relinquished all parental rights to Jane. By the way, you should never relinquish full episodes of stories just like this, because you can go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime.
Do it.
But there is a little bit left to this story. Do you have any final thoughts?
I think it's obviously great that he told her. I think it's great. This is a crazy, crazy emotions that she's going to have to work through. But I think either way, whether she wanted to tell him to F off or not saying anything or try to rekindle, she's going to need to deal with a lot of that on her own first, see what she feels like. So I think this is it's the kind of thing where it's like it has to get worse before it gets better.
I agree. And also just be aware that she might change her mind.
True.
This is what she's thinking right after she's gotten this message. But,
Right.
There might come a day where she decides, oh, you know what, I actually do want to have a relationship with this guy. And it has nothing to do with you. Like,
Yeah.
OP, like you've provided her this really safe, encouraging, lovely, space and family. And her desire to have or not have a relationship with her ex-dad is really nothing to do with, like, your parenting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Or honestly, it just is it shows how good you are as a parent too, that she feels safe enough to do all this.
And I didn't even like his message too.
It wasn't that good.
it
It was
wasn't
like, I
good.
realized I actually want her in my life. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
but like he started off with like, I kicked her out because I couldn't bear looking at her in the face after like my wife did this to me, as if that's something that we're gonna like sympathize.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
It's like, yeah, that's the problem, bud. Like,
Yeah.
what do you? That's not gonna. That's it. Explains it, but we already know why. It's not gonna excuse
it's
it at
inexcusable.
all.
It's inexcusable. That behavior is like, again,
Yeah.
I don't even care that his wife cheated on him.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't mean that you can kick out a daughter that you've raised for 15 years.
Exactly.
Like, we've read some stories where, dad kicks out a 5-year-old
Ugh.
or like a 3-year-old or something.
Yeah.
And, or it says like, oh, I'm not their parent.
Yeah.
And even then I'm like,
Yeah.
like, you've parented that child for more than 2 years and you're still like, that's not my kid.
Yeah.
Right.
That's crazy to me.
What I was thinking is I think he should have apologized, but also had some compensation or a gift or something.
Oh
like
yeah,
that
like,
to-
I'm so
to-
sorry I haven't been here.
Yeah.
Well,
not
like, what would
trying to make
you-
any sort of excuses at all.
Do you think like a college fund, Riley, or like what?
Yeah, something like that, a college fund, some savings or something to
Mhm.
rekindle, because it sounds like he just wants his possession back
Yeah.
rather than his daughter back.
Yeah, he's just like, I
exactly.
want a child now. I'm ready to have the
Yeah.
child now. Give it to me.
Yeah, and even then, it's like it could still be seen as like him just throwing money at the situation, not actually caring.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think there are very little ways that Steve could approach this that
Yeah.
makes him look like a good guy.
Yeah.
But there is a little bit left. The part where he said he's removing his name from the birth certificate was an obscenity he yelled during the confrontation, but it was never actually removed. When the bio mom became awful, a neighbor called the cops one night and Jane was placed into foster care. The 23andMe test she took was evidence on how to find me, and Jane was actually the one who suggested finding me so she could at least know who I was, and then got an amazing family, so
Yeah.
props to Jane for doing that.
Worked out.
This is all information I got from the people who brought Jane here, so sorry if it appears off. I did ask some more questions about how I was found, but they couldn't fully reveal. That's crazy. It's kind of crazy to be like, yeah, we can't tell you how we found you, but we're here and you have to take care of this child.
They've got their special cop
Yeah.
ways. They can't.
There's
let
like
us know.
there's a man in like the shadows outside the door, like wearing
Yeah.
like a ear, piece.
Yeah.
They're like, don't look over there. We can't tell
Right,
you
right,
how
right.
we found. Don't look at him.
Look over here.
Don't make eye contact with him.
Yeah.
So that's all that happened. Thanks for everyone who gave advice. And folks, that is the end of that story.
Wow.
And it's the end of the episode.
Yes, it is.
So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
we love you
And see you tomorrow.